Alright, sorry guys. Yes, I'm starting the live out with me brushing the front of my hair because it looks like absolute crap. And I hate the fact that it's so opposite. It's so weird. Green? You and I are gonna fight. I cannot do this. It's too opposite. I can't do it. Cat. Alright. I just got home from giving Chloe a ride home. Get down. So, again, I have my dinner. It seems like that's a never ending thing when I go on my lives. Sorry about that. And hopefully the cat won't get up here. I still have a ton of stuff to do tonight. All right. So I'm going to be up on the bed. So I move the chair, I guess, somewhat. Uh, Again, I have my dinner in here. Take my shoes off. Ugh. It's been a day, I'm telling you. I started working on Christmas cards earlier. I didn't actually get everything even remotely halfway done that I was gonna try to today. I couldn't get myself up. Just I have gone so long like without getting enough sleep most of the time. It's ridiculous. It's just hard. So we do have things to talk about. Um our week has been it's been busy. It really has. Our week has been really, really busy. I am wearing Christmas stuff. Wearing a shirt that says Merry Christmas. And I've got my jackets on like this just to stay warm, so um anyway. Yeah, it's been a busy week just with my schedule and just trying to figure some things out and money situation. Of course, that's always a thing. I'm trying to kick things into gear here. And Chloe's had some things going on. I've had to help her out. I had to take her to urgent care Friday. She she aggravated the pinched nerve in her back, her sciatica nerve. So I'm probably gonna have to change that out during the live. I'll do that after I eat. Anyway, it's been a day, you guys. And I felt really tired. And I know it's because I don't get much sleep. All right. Let me get on here and let people know that we're live. A little bit late. It's only a few minutes considering what it has been in the past. So, yeah. Okay. Really? I wonder if I can find that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Faith First Farm and Homestead is live right now. Come join us. Who's just being good? But he got in trouble earlier. Is go through and select a whole bunch of people. That's work. Dream, no. No. I have food over here. No. All right. Anyway, so get this out to a few people. You don't want to do something. We'll just do that. There was a then and now thing on that. All right. Sorry. Losing my mind, I swear. I didn't get home until just after 6. So, yeah. Tired. I really am. I'm gonna eat, and there are a lot of things going on. I haven't even
video that I'll.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. This is Full Spectrum Survival from 2 p.m. today. This is breaking. This is Alon Omar alert, and the dead birds fall out of the sky. Terror boats on watch. So I'm gonna put this on. We'll talk about it. While it's going, I'll pause it and we'll talk about it. National emergency, border on lockdown. I might pull that one up too, because I didn't even see that one this morning. So
I'm about to show you is
here we go, guys.
Scary.
Full Spectrum Survival.
This is the former Prime Minister of Somalia saying that the U.S. representative Omar's commitment is not to the American people.
I've done pretty
It's not to the United States of America. It's not to the interests of Minnesota.
Like, you know what? I'm making some.
It's to Somalia. That to you for anybody who wasn't able to see it on the screen. Who has written, he says, the name of Somalia with a gold pen. U.S. Representative Omar's interests are not her own. He says they are not the interests of Minnesota, nor are they the interests of the American people. The interest of U.S. Representative Omar is that of the Somalian
Hey guys! Hey man!
And Somalia. He says that the success of this U.S. representative is the success of Somalia, and it carries with it the heaviest meaning. Speaking in the name of the Somali people, she says, give money. He says, give money to Omar's campaign. Support her with your votes. Tell your neighbors, knock at every door. What is your promise? It should be to fur and to shield her. So folks, that is a U.S. representative right there, campaigning against the American people and the interests of the United States of America. This is always concerning to see when you have birds falling out of the sky dead.
Scott had to work or he would be
the same day that we saw a huge CME from the sun, that 7.3 Plusser, the earthquake up near Alaska,
Apple cider vinegar drink.
volcanic eruptions, all at the same time. We saw a plane that is reported to have had to drop
Apple cider vinegar, the raw honey, in warm water, and I can use our tap water because it's from our well. And turmeric, ginger. Be great if it was like actual from the root. Like turmeric, ginger. I mean both of them. Cinnamon, ground cloves, a little bit of it, and then cayenne pepper, about yay much, a little bit. And I did that because I'm having problems with my sinuses. So it's like, okay, I kept feeling like I was getting a sinus infection, so time to kick it in the butt. And that's gonna have to go. All right.
multiple thousands of feet because of a wiring condition or some sort of reading condition.
Mystery
because of
swirls
the
after
CME or the solar
dozens
event.
of dead
Just watch out. This
vultures
was
found
at
on
a campus. This was in Ohio. Fort Pierce said they showed dozens of dead vultures fallen out of the sky.
Jeez.
Now, police and authorities say it's unclear. Is it due to a bird flu? Is it due to
yeah, right.
EMP?
How are the chemicals
Is
in
it due to
crap?
some sort of friction event because of our Earth? They really
No.
don't know. Here's Senator Tom Cotton.
But
Probably
are
all
you
the
comfortable
chemtrails.
having the United States target a boat in which you have not seen evidence that it's actually heading to the United States, that it's an imminent threat?
Any boat loaded with drugs that is that is crewed
Green,
by
no.
associates and members of foreign terrorist organizations that are trying to kill American kids, I think is a valid target. I'm not just comfortable with it. I want to continue it.
I don't think that is the answer that she was expecting. This is Palantir's CEO. Now, Palantir right now, he is setting up one of the largest information weaponization organizations in world history. Co-opted by the Israelis, put into place by the Trump administration. Every bit of data will go through a Palantir system. Listen to his personality, what he has to say, and if he's willing to do this, what is he willing to do to the American?
Need a higher purpose, and I also think you often need a lower purpose. Like the higher purpose for me.
What's the lower purpose?
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us.
So his idea of a lower purpose, or that is to say, what's the scummiest thing you're willing to do for the better good? He says you should load up drones with fentanyl and spray them on people.
Is that scan your face for warrants just for walking past them. Axon, the company that makes tasers, is running the first test in the world right now in Edmonton, Canada. Here's how it works. The cop walks past you, the body camera scans your face, it checks you against a database of people with warrants or safety flags. You don't have to do anything, you just have to exist near a police officer. Electronic Frontier Foundation says this destroys privacy for anyone who happens to walk past a cop. Axon paused this technology in 2019 because their own ethics board said it was too dangerous. Now they're testing it anyway. Today it's Canada, but Axon is the biggest supplier for body cameras for police departments in America.
Guys, that's exactly what I told you they do. They roll something out that just seems absolutely ludicrous. Everybody complains about it, saying, no, that's going too far. They pause it or pull it back. And then a year or two later, they come out against it full force.
These narco-terrorists, designated terror organizations operate freely in our hemisphere are over. These narco-terrorists are the Al-Qaeda of our hemisphere, and we are hunting them with the same sophistication and precision that we hunted Al-Qaeda. We are tracking them, we are killing them, and we will keep
killing them so
long as they are
ulterior motive behind that, and you know it.
So lethal that they're tantamount to chemical weapons.
So listen to the direction change by the Department of War and the U.S. administration. Now they say that the guys captaining the boats are right on par with all of the things that allowed us to go into the Middle East and fight a war for oil or for poppy fields or whatever you want to say we fought that war for. Control, resources, domination, whatever it is. Now here's the Department of War,
Really
Pete
agree.
Hegseth, working with the entire Trump administration, saying that if you're captaining one of these boats, you might as well be a bin Laden. They have every right to come in and take you out, even if you just associate with them. Now, here's what could happen in the future. He says that fentanyl, or whatever they're moving across these boats, is akin to a chemical weapon. And so if they can make that classification, well, then it basically changes the entire game of war, what they can do and can't do. And I think they'll be able to get this through because if you can prove that one, whatever, pound of fentanyl could kill 50,000 people, that's a weapon that has the potential for massive destruction. And if you can prove that that's what these people are after, well, then you could go into every country in this great earth and wipe them out under the disguise that you were doing it against WMDs.
They are poisoning our people with narcotics so lethal that they're tantamount to chemical weapons.
And to it, they're just going to flee. Say people who are cool just go and fight wars. Why can't diversity hires and the guild bosses do it? I was told patriotism is far right. If it escalates to the point where the army started conscripting people, we're told quite a lot this is meant to be.
I don't like
not
the idea of that.
adult. It deserves what it gets, revenge for.
Now, everybody gets caught up in this, whatever shade you are on this planet, which is absolutely ridiculous. You're human, and yes, there is a certain amount of prejudice and unright looking at people who are different from you. Guy has one thing right. They always want the willing patriots to fight their wars. And every immigrant that comes in from another country, they're not going to go to war. They're going to go back to where they came from. They fled a crisis to come make your country a crisis. They fled a problem to bring their problems to your nation. And so they're just going to go right back or to another willing country. At least that's what the military strategists say.
Nate. But now Putin has started making incursions into the NATO borders.
Exactly.
So the one thing I can tell you is the U.S. is not going to get involved with troops or any of that. We will sell the Europeans weapons, but now Putin has started making incursions.
So here's Scott Bessent and the Treasury Secretary. You can tell that.
Sorry,
that
guys.
this
I
isn't
actually
just the
started
Treasury
kind of
Secretary. He
a
obviously has his ear to the door of every presidential
job
meeting
thing for my
on
phone, so I'm
militarization,
trying to catch
what
up
we're
a
going
little
to
bit.
do
Oh,
as a
God.
powerful military inside of our country. And it also shows you that money and the military are hand in hand. The Treasury Secretary here says that the USA will no longer fight the wars of NATO. We'll sell you the weapons. You're on your own. Now, if this is true, and if this does happen, this breaks NATO apart. And let me tell you, a lot of NATO countries are willing to throw the United States of America down the well. So we have to watch out. A couple of years ago, I warned you we were going to make some moves here that were going to ostracize the USA from our allies. And it's happening today. So, folks, I'm going to keep doom scrolling so that you guys don't have to. Please make sure you're subscribed. Share this video with friends and family. You'll know what direction our country is going without having to spend hours every day in the midst of it. From my family to yours, please stay safe.
All right. We are going to go. Yeah, that's scary with the possibility of fentanyl being used as a bioweapon. That's absolutely horrible. Like, that's no. All these other stupid channels, I'm gonna have to get rid of them. Oh, come on. All right, here we go.
It's being reported across the United States.
This one was from this morning. National emergency, border on lockdown. Tom Homan raging in Ted Cruz alert immigration and new something.
States of America that immigration enforcement is about to take some major advancements through multiple U.S. cities this week. Now, there is some calls to action from left-sided political leaderships that say people need to get out into the streets. They need to stop ICE. They need to impede justice. They need to stop the cars.
This I've made a
right now is setting up the
so far.
very same groundwork that we saw for violent unrest during the COVID era. So please get your family ready. Let them know that something this week or next week might turn south. We might need to kind of shut things down inside of our own areas, make a plan to get back home through safe regions that aren't affected by unrest. Let's go ahead and just take a look here. You guys tell me what you think the direction of what we're seeing is going.
So I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Personally, I don't think it's safe to, first of all, travel outside of the country. It's still safe to travel inside of the United States, but I think it's going to get to where it's unsafe to travel through the states. So, and I wouldn't fly. I mean, I'm terrified of heights anyway, but I would drive. Like, because of everything going on, I would absolutely drive. Stay away from the airplanes, like, seriously. Because, first of all, the airports are one of the things that are going for the digital ID, absolutely first and foremost. They're rolling it out as a try it thing, but it's going to get to where you have to have the digital ID to even fly. So I apologize for this being so loud on here. This is a video he's playing, so.
The ICE agent was handing out pepper spray like he was Oprah Winfrey. Everybody gets one. You get a pepper spray. You get a pepper spray. Let's see what else is going on. We have Tom Homan here, the Borders Are the USA.
I look at the numbers every day. On Friday, I looked at the numbers. There's over 62,000 children found by the Trump administration. Children that weren't even being looked for under the Biden administration. President Trump saved over 62,000 children's lives. Some of these children in sex trafficking we found. Some were in forced labor. Some were being mistreated. I can't even discuss some of the mistreatment we found out about.
Over 60,000 children across the United States of America, according to our immigration enforcement leadership and the Department of Homeland Security, have been saved. Now, why were these children allowed to be put into these positions in the first place? That's the important question we need to start asking. This is an ICE raid in Minnesota.
Child trafficking. Keep track of your kids. Keep track of your kids, guys. It is getting really bad. I apologize for kind of the weirdness of it. I'm trying to talk about and discuss, what they're talking about in the video.
Okay, listen to what Ted Cruz says about Donald Trump's every American.
I apologize for this,
basically a stalk
trying to get caught up.
I have a real problem with this because I believe that this will be used to control the population of the next generation. It's supposed to get them invested into, but I believe that it will be a control mechanism that gets used against American children very soon.
Objectively, on the merits, the case can be made that there's never been a president who's had a greater positive impact on the children of America than you have. And in particular, in this one big, beautiful bill, I think the two most long-lasting and far-reaching provisions are, number one, the school choice provision, that you signed into law that is going to unleash tens of billions of dollars to scholarships to low-income kids all over the country, and is going to change the lives of millions of kids. And the second provision is this provision right here, the Trump accounts. These Trump accounts, starting on July 4th, every child in America will have a personal investment account opened for them. Newborn children will have it seeded with $1,000. Parents and family and employers can contribute up to $5,000 a year in a tax-advantaged account. That money will be invested in the S&P 500.
I don't know what I think about that. What do you guys think about that?
Right here, that is the wife of, I believe, Dell. Dell Industries. That's
I'm
Dell
not sure how I feel
Dell
about
everything.
that.
And the fact that we have a seated administration that is interested in making an account, a viable economic account attached to the social security number of every under 18-year-old inside
I
of our
don't
country,
like
that's
that.
just throwing up some red flags to me as a person, knowing that no good deed goes unpunished,
Exactly.
right? We might
That's
start to see
not-
very soon a
That
real
does
change
not
in
sound
how
right.
you are seen as a asset.
Come on, guys,
inside of
like
the
and share.
US economy.
Like the video,
So,
share it, get it out there, let people know we're live.
Financial picture, but you will become an asset of the US economy, and not necessarily in a good way.
I would love to
And
see
as a result,
200
it's just like
on
Metcalf's and Fat
that
are mostly empty now because people are staying at
viewer
home.
counter thing.
This guy's talking about the ICE
Honestly, I would
operations
love to
taking
see
place
50,
inside of
25
the
to
Twin
50,
Cities.
even to start
He says
with.
that everywhere there
Share
is
the
empty.
video.
People
Like,
are afraid to come out.
like, and share the
Just talked
video.
to a contractor yesterday. He said
Please.
that through
I think people just
affiliations,
started getting
he knew a guy who was
notifications
here
that we're
illegally,
live.
and they've been trying to get him to get on the books and do it right the entire time. ICE waited outside for him at a gas station to leave his place of employment. They picked him up. He had to call his wife to say, please come get the vehicle. I'm being deported. Guys, they're doing this right now. That's the first person that I knew of through a person personally that got picked up by ICE. It was done without all of the jazz that you are seeing on social media. There was no violence.
Again, I apologize for
picked up,
this. I'm just trying to get
put it
caught
out,
up real quick.
got out. And that, I believe, is what needs to happen because this country.
Said I have made a little bit of
let
money, so I'm going to keep
unvetted
plugging away at
military
it.
age disrespected
I can
us.
like make more as I go along.
Not that guy.
Gotta,
He's just trying to work, but he still needs to get out. And I told my friend, I said, hey, I hope that he gets on
continue
paper
to work on
and
it.
gets right back in. He can get right
I'll
back in.
let you
Just
know what it is later on
become
down
a
the
part of
road.
this country.
Don't worry.
Don't wave your Mexican flags. Don't wave your Somali flags. Don't be for Afghanistan. You want to be in the United States of America, be for the United States of America.
There's a large illegal Somali community there. There's an illegal alien community, large illegal alien community there. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have nothing to fear.
That's possibly some of the scariest words that I've ever heard Tom Homan say, because it rings a very real warning bell inside of my head. If you're a blank, you have nothing to fear.
You have nothing to fear. We're a citizen. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have nothing to fear. We're looking for criminal aliens.
So my biggest question and concern is in
Sorry,
the
guys,
future,
I had
maybe
like
when Democrats
6 or
get
7
in
of
power,
these to get
or
caught
maybe
up on.
there's a shift over to more tyranny, will it be
Type of
the
video review kind of
or
thing.
the survivalist or the gardener? Because let's face it, if you're gardening for yourself, if you're raising your own chickens, what are you actually doing?
Okay.
You're taking away from the U.S. economy. If you're taking away from the U.S. economy, that means you're not involved in the capitalist marketplace. You're not bettering the life of somebody else by allowing them to produce and you to purchase through the work that you do. You are potentially a threat to national security. And that's where we've gotten to, where they have blended all of these issues together into one stamp. And as soon as they stamp you as a threat to national security, they can do whatever they want to you. They can put you away. They can put you into re-education camps. They can get you out of this country. So that thing that Tom Homan just said,
Nothing to fear.
if you're not illegal, you have nothing to fear. That to me rings some warning bells.
13 was one of the other
My
ones.
alien community there. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have nothing to fear. We're looking for criminal aliens. And also, if you're a resident alien, you have like a felony conviction by statute, you can be set up for deportation. So we're looking for public safety.
Sorry, guys, I got caught up.
Security threats
Or
and
I
illegal
I
aliens.
did
That's
get
what
caught
China's
up on
stand
it.
up till day one.
And now, do I agree with everything
I don't
they're
think you
doing?
need a bit more money.
The goalpost that they have put out, yes, absolutely. We've got to get criminals off of the streets, got to get them out of this country.
All right.
This is New Orleans. Lovino, the group, they're said to be shutting down all of
I
Louisiana.
have a friend down in Louisiana, which I actually wish she would get on the live. You know what? Sorry, guys.
A lot of money has been transferred from the individuals who committed the fraud, including those who donated to the governor donated to Representative Omar, and donated to A.G. Ellison. But they've been transferred to something called NBSs. And those are.
What do you mean?
Sorry.
Transfer to what?
These are money the Bureau services, and they are wire transfer organizations that are outside the regulated banking system. And that money has gone overseas, and we are tracking it to A.G. Ellison, but they've been transferred to something called NBSs.
Okay, now I
right.
what is the money?
What do you mean?
Sorry.
All right, we're gonna get off from that one. We're gonna go to Richie from Boston.
History.
All right, I'm gonna pull this one up. This is called Final Theory of Everything. So here we go.
We do not yet know.
Richie from Boston. And yes, I'm actually done.
Actual change.
Done with what I was doing. So I made a total of $79 so far, you guys. I think I don't need those notebooks. I was being stupid and sitting on my foot. Alright, I'm gonna back that up a little bit. Oh my gosh, my leg. That hurt really bad. But turn this. There we go. So you can see the TV. Yes, I have my clothes right there, and I apologize for that.
Doing global energy system.
Sorry, trying to pull my pants up.
Supply chains.
Oh man, that hurt.
Times of crisis.
Ow, my leg.
The role of governments is
My leg hurts really bad now.
more relevant than ever. We also need.
I don't like the reflection on the TV, but.
Look.
What do you guys think about all this stuff?
A new world order can emerge. A new era. The golden age of America begins right now.
Leave a comment and let me know. Just taking it one day at a time. I've got to change out the kitten's litter box. It is gross. It is gross, gross, gross. And this is not for you. So don't you dare. This is absolutely not for you. He can use it for your litter box later, but.
Be a fairly long video because I got a lot of things to cover, because I don't know how many more times any of us are gonna be able to upload things to the internet at that point. Literally at that point. Visually sold us out to cover all the laws and all.
There, now you guys have a clean litter pan. You're so playful. Oh my goodness.
Sorry to say.
All right. Yeah, I've gained quite a bit of weight. Like, I'm not 200 pounds. I have 75.
Maybe you are, or maybe you aren't.
I have about 75 pounds to lose. So 75, 80 pounds. About 75. Or 80.
Blowing up the World Trade
It's
Centers
just,
and causing absolute chaos.
I'm carrying the weight like all through here. It's really hard in the winter because I can't go out and go for walks, really.
$700 billion out of the treasury, or your money, and gave it to all the big banks, making them much, much more wealthy. And they said the bailout, the total.
Sorry, trying to pull all my shirts and stuff down.
$16.8 trillion.
Okay, so we're gonna talk.
Already paid out.
Yeah, you guys can't even see that. Holy cow.
That's not even the first. Right now, they're absolutely
This.
completely and utterly,
I don't want to
term,
this.
raping the United States for every single solitary cent that it's worth. I mean, seriously. Remember Doge? Oh yeah. Oh, look at the tariff revenue. Really? Because I just tried to order something, and on top of the $1,500 they wanted, they also wanted.
Well, I'm sorry about the reflection, you guys.
It's always been $1,500 because of the tariffs. So this is all an illusion, but this isn't. It is an illusion because the real number is more like 160
Let me check some.
It's completely and utterly unrepayable. But that's what they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
That don't help.
There, but whatever. It is what it is.
It's just the TV. I am sorry.
You need to understand something right now. The government that's in place are all demons.
Okay.
These people are all sold
It's a little better.
to the devil. And it's
Now they have
actually
clean
worse
litter
than
in
that,
there.
because I've stayed away from this topic
All
my
right.
entire career. Okay.
Probably
Almost 2
going
decades
to
making videos like this to make sure that anyone that meets me thinks of
work on Christmas cards.
Conspiracy theorists.
Which,
Okay,
yes,
make
I
sure that
still do
all my
Christmas
family
cards.
of my past
Tradition from my mom.
I'm one of them. You see what I'm saying? Except what I'm showing you was actually real information you don't find on the news. You see what I'm saying? I show you the patents. I show you the words coming out of their mouths. And I show you the results. You see what I'm saying? It's not that hard to understand. Quid pro quo. But when I said that, Trump needs more troops on the ground. Well, what just recently happened? What just recently happened?
Sorry, you guys can't see me.
Donald Trump first started talking about deploying troops. I said, what they're going to do is they're going to deploy troops, and then they're going to have somebody pull the trigger, which will then allow
You know what?
to have
I don't like this
more
because
troops fall to the ground.
I'm gonna move this chair.
Isn't to stop crime. It's to stop you and me when they tell you either get the digital credit system and digital ID, or you can't participate in America anymore whatsoever at all. And this isn't just America, this is worldwide. It's already begun in China. Let me remind you, But before I remind you, the entire thing about that shooting doesn't stand up to any type of scrutiny whatsoever at all. Just like every other false.
I'm probably not going to stay right here because.
Dang it. But on to China.
China, tens of thousands of young people are suddenly homeless, not because of money, but because the
Digital ID.
Imagine a society where everything you do, everything you say, and everything you buy is controlled and evaluated by the authorities. This is what the Chinese Communist Party calls social credit.
By using
You better not be doing what I think you were doing back there. I will not be happy with you.
Create a system of punishment that will be based on a scientific theory.
I will not be happy with you.
Will serve as a whip to rebuild moral values. Our society needs it. The country's social credit system decides who's trustworthy. If you're blacklisted, it's game over. Your WeChat Pay stops working. You can't receive your salary, can't buy food, can't even book a train ticket. It's like being alive, but digitally. Many are now sleeping in the streets, cut off from everything, jobs, housing, even communication, all because one app, one algorithm decided they don't belong.
It's not science fiction. In China, it's a reality.
Oh.
There's the public shaming, photo galleries of
Nice.
blacklisted citizens. There's even an app that
Wow,
shows
my check
who
was
around you
quite a
is
bit.
death.
They're not criminals. They didn't steal, cheat, or harm anyone. They just fell too low on a score and vanished from the digital world. Critics say it's a glimpse into the future where technology doesn't just track your life, it controls it. So ask yourself, if your entire life depended on your digital reputation, how long before you get deleted?
Well, I already know that answer, and you should too. Because when they gave me my channels back in April, I told you the only reason they put us back up was for data farming. And every one of you that have commented, interacted with my channel and channels like mine are on the list. And the digital ID is absolutely coming to the United States.
Yeah, it is.
They have studied so hard and so long on how to do this.
Drink the water, dummy. Keep your claws out of it.
Credit system.
He's such a goofball cat, I swear.
Yeah, this is the plan, and it always has been the plan. And I've been warning you about the social credit system since 2007. This isn't new. It takes a while, but here it is.
Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison predicts AI surveillance will be part of our everyday lives in the future. During a recent Oracle Q&A, Ellison said AI will soon play a major role in monitoring society through a vast network of interconnected cameras, including security systems, police body cams, and vehicle dash cams.
Everyone would see it. Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
Ellison's vision is for AI to analyze data from this network of cameras in real time in an attempt to prevent crimes while also tracking and influencing public behavior for a safer society. However, the idea raises serious privacy concerns. Critics argue it could lead to a surveillance state with constant monitoring infringing on personal privacy rights, while others say it could help solve crimes faster and provide transparency to citizens in cases of excessive force from law enforcement.
We're going to have supervision. In other words, every police officer is going to be supervised at all times.
Ellison's proposal highlights a growing trend among tech giants to harness AI for societal influence, which may significantly reshape our lives in the coming years.
Been drawn into this digital spy network in the name of
I literally just pulled off
safety and especially
$15.
The 3D world of cyberspace creates virtual lives that are often more exciting than reality.
Why is this technology being developed? It's all for the culmination of this digital prison from which there will be no escape after all the switches are turned on.
The critical
So this is why the digital ID is just, it's so dangerous. Like, it's so...
A world of zero trust. Zero trust is based on a simple principle. Never trust, always verify.
Zero trust is a protocol that is implemented by cybersecurity companies. And what it really means is we don't trust you and you have to prove who you are all the time. 24/7. So think of it as going from a world of implicit allow to default deny. In tomorrow's world, once zero trust is implemented in, say, retail, everything will be behind plexiglass doors with a 3D camera, and it will only be unlocked through your digital identity and facial recognition if you have the available carbon credits in your digital currency.
It's common.
If you reach the limit of your allowance, it could be access denied. This would apply to fuel, to travel, to meat and dairy products, to clothes and other consumer goods.
We're doing well. How are you doing? Thank you, Mandy.
Access to the internet could be denied.
So the new world of zero
So
trust
when the digital ID hits,
it's like a rooted prison. You are supposedly free to roam about, but everything you want to access is behind lock and key.
this is why we need us as Faith First Farm Homestead.
Saying you can't go to the gas station, you can't go to the grocery store, you may not even be able to go on the internet. They're going to use the digital ID to force you to be able to engage with society. Now,
Can't buy or sell. That's literally revelation, guys. One step away from
like so many
the mark
during COVID, we're on our own. Enemies of the state. We're going to have to deal with each other and each other only. Period. Through trade, cooperation, through networks, etc. Otherwise, you're taking the mark of the beast. You're going headlong into the beast system, straight up and down. No two ways about it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not hyperbole. This is really, really occurring.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Occurring. So generation by generation, step by step, inch by inch, they have been closing the gap. They now own BlackRock, Blackstone, and all the other companies. I can do this off the top of my head, so I can't memorize them all. I'm old. It happens. These guys own 88% of the S&P 500. So they own the stock market. They've literally gone over all of our coins over the years, replaced all the silver. Coins used to actually be worth what they were. They took them out of circulation and they put back in coins that were a little bit silver, mostly whatever. They turned copper pennies into zinc. They turned nickel, which was actually a precious metal. They replaced all that and stole that all. Then they stole all the land. Then they stole all the houses. I mean, this is absolutely insanity.
Yeah.
And everyone's just sitting and doing nothing about it. These dudes are building bunkers for a reason. And we found out that they're building bunkers. So what do they do about it? They do what they always do. They normalize it by making a billionaires building bunkers television show on Netflix. Because why wouldn't you know what I mean?
I do believe we're just at the beginning of the tokenization of all assets, from real estate to the bonds across the board.
Sorry, I had to send Aaron some money.
Of opportunity for BlackRock over the next.
Did actually get my check. Surprised it came in this early.
Moving away from traditional financial assets by repotting them in a digital manner. The opportunity for tokenization is probably the most important component of how we are going to see the evolution of the financial plumbing of the world.
Now, what tokenization means is you'll own nothing and be happy. If you want to take a flight someplace, if you want to eat a steak, if you want to go to the supermarket, if you want a job, if you want to interact with society, it'll all be based 100% on your social credit score, which is tied directly to your digital ID. And these guys will make a decision if your carbon footprint allows you to move, to go outside, to have a steak, to get on a plane. Can't drive a car anymore because they're going to get rid of those because we're not going to have vehicles. Are you ready for this? I've been warning you about this for years, but you know what? It's at the door. It's at the door right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it absolutely is. He's right.
You need to make a decision if you're going to go along with these people or not, because with their system, without their system, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to buy or sell. Where have you heard that before? You know what I'm saying? It's astonishing, and they know they can get away with it now because COVID, the lockdowns were a test of what Americans will do. Well, I'll tell you what, when they told us to lock down, I did. I locked down my door, I locked down my gas and my supplies, and I went cross country and I met all of you guys face to face. That's what I did with the lockdown. But you know what I didn't see? I didn't see anybody because nobody was out in the roads. Everyone was doing exactly as told.
So everybody was terrified.
And that's how they know they can get away with this because they're going to completely destroy.
Hopefully you're keeping it all over the face. Boots, you are in the spot. You need to move.
Zero. All of it.
Thank
Gone. But that's okay. They'll have
I love you, buddy, but
it'll be tokenization. Do you see what's to do what they have to do?
sorry, I know I'm
They
out of the
have to do
frame,
what they're
guys,
going
but
to do. And I've been telling you for so long now, for over a decade, that this was coming. Well, now it's here. Now it is here. So if you're smart, get your money out of the bank right now, turn it into gold and silver, and have it shipped to your house so you actually have your physical wealth in hand. And if we can somehow get past these people on the other side, at least you'll have something to rebuild with. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you to do it because I never did it. I gave mine all away. I gave it all away because I didn't still think I'd be here. I never thought I'd make it to 58 years old, but here I am. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still going to warn you till the wheels. I'm not going to say till the wheels fall off. I'm not going to say that because they have. I'm still doing it. I'm still right here because the wheels fell off. It's that far. It takes that long for parts, etc.
Ow.
It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make a decision because they're gonna treat you just like they did to the people in China. They're already doing it to the people in India. Other countries are already doing it, and now they're circling us right now, and they're pushing it so hard. They are. They're so greedy, and their hearts are so cold. They're believing this guy from BlackRock somehow is going to help them become wealthy through this new tokenization. It's bad, and you've been warned.
Is BlackRock, State Street, and Bank are these giant corporations which own 88% of the S&P 500 are going into real estate. By 2030, these giant corporations are on track to own 60% of the single-family homes in the country. So BlackRock wants to be everybody's landlord and everybody's neighbor. But I'm not going to let that happen.
It's still astonishing to me that people think that Trump and RFK, these people are here to stop things. They are part of it, 1,000%.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Possible, but 100%. Period. And here's the SEC manager literally parroting what Larry Fink said. Larry Fink, it's in the name, it's right there.
Are the major banks and the brokers out there today moving increasingly toward tokenization?
Oh, absolutely, and it's the way the world will be. During the, I mean, maybe not even in 10 years, maybe even a lot less time, maybe a couple of years from now.
Not even 10 years. These people are puppets. These people are evil. Complete, straight, total evil. And I'm going to get, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how evil, something I've never said in a video before, something I've stayed away.
Totally demon possessed.
Into it, the more I'm starting to realize what I've always known is actually real. And now I figured out how they can live with the chemtrails, but we'll get to that. But this is what Trump is. There's two words. Hallelujah means glory to God in every language. Hallelujah. There's one other word that means one thing in every language, and that's MAGA. And it means high satanic priest or high magician.
What?
Period. Donald Trump is a magician.
Okay, I actually didn't know anything of that.
That's why he's got such wacky hair. Maybe that's why people believe him, even though he just lies and lies. You don't become a billionaire twice, pushing the flag of another country, running for president of our country, and still somehow win. You see what I'm saying? But this is what Donald Trump is. Let me remind you.
In how, how their life is conducted or what they're in support of.
I just want to share with you one really funny opinion. But there is in Lapland, there is a group of the shamans there who do something called collective dreaming. they will go together in seclusion and do the rituals with the, eating very little food and being in solitude for a long time, and they will go and dream the dreams. And the dream has to be quality same dream. So coming out of this dream, this once of the shaman told me that actually the best thing happened in this planet right now is the Trump to be the president. He said, how is this possible? It's the best thing to happen. He said, yes, because he's so irrational, he's so crazy. That's actually create that awakening that we finally wake up. Because before there will be another guy and everything was similar, but he's so different than anything else. So he's the magician who wakes us up to take money. That's yeah, it's speechless. I understand. But this is one opinion.
So that's Marina Abramovich telling you exactly who Trump is. And she said this on numerous occasions. And it makes a lot of sense when you look at things. But if you don't know who Marina Abramovich is, she's a good friend to all the wealthiest people on earth. Jay-Z, Beyonce, all the rich people. And here she's making she's writing a spell on a wall in a video she made in 1997 that says, with a sharp knife cut very deeply into your finger in your left hand and keep the paint. And she's painting this paint is poop, blood, urine, period blood, and breast milk. And she's explaining exactly how to carry out
That's just gross.
Witch's spell, because that's what she is. This makes no sense, but this is mainstream. This is high level. This is what these people are and what they do. And by the time I get to this,
They're not wrong.
video, you're going to understand why this all makes sense. These aren't humans. These people might not have sold their souls. These might just be inbreds that go all the way back to the mighty men, the men of old, the people that so many statues were made of over the years. You see what I'm saying? Because in this particular spiritual spell casting incantation, that little thing down in the bottom, that's a golem. And she's trying to animate it. This is real. This is very real. And it hasn't been hidden. It's been on the internet.
That's gross.
I've shown this video, I don't know how many times over the years, but there, as they say, is that. But here's the next step in their plan.
Anonymity on social media. In our countries, no one can walk the streets with a mask on their face or drive a car without a license plate. No one can send packages without showing an ID or buy a hunting weapon without giving their name. And yet, we are allowing people to roam freely on social networks without linking their profiles to a real identity. That is why I believe we must push forward the principle of pseudonymity.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
As the functioning element of social media. And
I know I'm letting this video play, you guys.
Down to an European identity one.
So this is the trick that they're playing, and that will make its way right over here to the United States.
But this has a lot of really important information in it. And this information is very important for homesteads and farms.
They already got you guys under control. They already do whatever they want now in the other countries for the most part. Here's the funny thing.
Like with your homestead, if you can't raise your animals without going to the store and buying the stuff that you need, and you don't want to get involved with a digital ID, you've got some issues going on.
And I mean that literally, they do it in all ways. But
you still got their heating pad under the.
They say it about them. These guys want to run the entire world, but they can't run a country. They can't run a state. They
I
can't
never
run a
did
police
Washington.
station. They can't run anything, but they want to run the entire
my
world.
goodness.
And they want to make everything digitally. Well, let me tell you a secret. You can't hack $10 bill, but you can hack it all day, every day, at all times. So that on its face right there should stop this.
Yeah, if you don't want to.
But it's not. It's not. It's like they've got a deadline and they've got to meet it. Well, they do.
Get involved with the digital ID,
Started in 2025, like we've never seen.
then you absolutely, like us homesteaders, we absolutely have to have everything stocked up that we need and be able to grow the food for our animals. So we have a long ways to go because right now it's a money thing. And that's the reason why I'm doing this extra little side thing. Because if I can make some extra money, it's probably going to go right to the homestead. Property taxes and homestead. Really?
It's amazing. So,
That's why I got this on, because this is got a lot of really
chemtrails,
important information in it.
because some information just came to light, and it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and it turns out it might actually be real. Chemtrails haven't stopped. Chemtrails have, this is recent. Chemtrails are cranking out like there's no tomorrow. No pun intended, if there is a pun there.
Are you guys
These
hungry? I bet
spraying
you
this
are.
for several
Okay.
different reasons. It blocks
Hang
out the
on.
sun, which we need sun to live. Everything on Earth needs sun to live, and they're blocking out the sun effectively.
I'll be right back. I've got
Suddenly
a
decided
few
he's not
kitties.
gonna spray the sky anymore, so he
The babies are hungry. I'll be right back.
But the sky must be sprayed nonetheless. The thing is they're spraying barium, strontium, and aluminum. We know this for a fact because people have been testing it, and it comes back conclusively every single solitary time, even from the most remote, pristine places on Earth where aluminum, barium, or strontium should never be. And yet they are. They're there.
Making a condensation trail is very similar in many ways to when you go outside on a cold day and exhale. You create a condensation trail. That little cloud is a condensation trail. Now, if you take a 2-mile walk on a cold day and you can turn around and you can see your condensation trail tracking all the way back for 2 miles. That's how crazy it is to think that what we're looking in the sky is actually condensation trails.
The contrails, not the chemicals, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30, high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide, water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals. And that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice form, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is, why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that. Thank you.
I'm here to give testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I just want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex, and they're responsible for the cloud creation, manipulation programs. They're dark operations. That's why they're not out in the media.
I look around and I see people trying to look up and see this. Many people have spoken about chemtrails. And I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I say, look up. And cloud went before I fly. I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
When you look up to the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now, and it's coming from the aircraft.
There's a huge amount of aluminum being found because these sprays have aluminum, strontium, barium, manganese. And there's an argument that aluminum is very common.
Really bad.
Aluminum is only common in a bonded
Even the babies
form.
meow, and that's because I'm hungry.
Free forms, we're finding high rates of free aluminum in the soil, which is not natural.
The metal compounds that are being used are environmentally dangerous. We need to be monitoring them. We need to be testing them.
Okay, previous guys, I've watched exactly what they do, and yes,
They're saying that it's dangerous.
exactly the same stuff.
Environmentally
They did
dangerous.
watch some of those.
It's also dangerous to us.
Okay, latest water test.
It's dangerous to our food.
2,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013.
Hopefully,
Normally,
they're up
it should
there.
be 0.
I started my channel because I noticed chemtrails, and I simply started posting videos like this, asking people if they were seeing what I was seeing. I grew up next to an airport.
Come
I was
here,
very
come
familiar
here.
with airplanes. And I was also familiar with the sky.
You little
And I couldn't
velociraptor.
understand why people were allowing this to happen and they weren't noticing it whatsoever at all. And more than that, I was
We have
also
2
wondering
kitties
why
to give away, guys.
testing
2
is showing
kitties.
strontium and
Who wants one?
well, when you go to the periodic table of elements, you can see that B, A, and Al equal Baal. And that's a statue representing.
I'll have to look her up. Anne of all trades, I will definitely look her up.
People have worshipped for a long, long time. But one of the biggest questions people always give me is, if they're spraying us with poison, how is it not affecting them? Well, one of my subscribers answered that, and here it is. Now, this is the topic I've stayed away from.
I'm all for like homesteading channels.
If you mention anything, they'll talk about reptilians and people living on the dark side of the moon and things of that nature. But here's the funny part, is the more you look into history, the more you discover that it's been carved in stone. Japan goes all the way back, and China goes all the way back to dragons and reptilians. And these people carve this in stones in such intricate manners that we can't replicate them today. You know what I'm saying? If way back in the old days they had the time and energy to literally carve something in stone, it was important.
Did you know Japan's royal family claims they descend from an ancient reptilian race for educational entertainment purposes only? Here's the proof. Japan's oldest texts openly record a bloodline linked to non-human reptilian beings. Japan's imperial line, the oldest monarchy on Earth, traces its ancestry to Toyota Mahaim, daughter of Ryujin, the Dragon King.
One more come
in a
across,
vast
so.
undersea palace. The Kajoki, a text containing Japan's imperial family's official divine genealogy, and the Nihon Shoki, a text including heavenly descent of the imperial ancestors, describe him as a shape-shifting reptilian being who could appear human when needed. And the imperial family even has relics today that theorists claim were given to the royal family from this reptilian race. The mirror, said to be an ancient device used to communicate with deities, which could be similar to the obsidian scrying mirror that John Dee used to contact angelic beings. The sword, taken by the storm deity Susanoo, who defeated the 8-headed serpent Orochi, who was guarding it. Some say the sword is actually a plasma blade that uses ether technology, just like the sword of He-Man. And the Magatama, a jewel shaped like a reptilian eye, found in prehistoric Jamon and Yayoi archaeological sites. That was, you guessed it, biology that turned into hardened geology. So it's actually the petrified eye of a dragon. For centuries, Japanese folklore has described an entire spectrum of reptilian beings, including the kappa, seen in
I don't know how I feel about this.
similar to water nymphs in Greek mythology.
I really don't know how I feel
Here,
about
where it gets
this.
stranger. Thousands of years before these myths were even written, the Jamon people made the joke
I'll have to work on it.
wide-eyed, armored, reptilian
I was gonna try to sit on the bed,
shapes
but
nothing like humans and appear across Japan for millennia. But Japan isn't alone. The Sumerian Apkallu, the African Dogon Nomu, the Hindu Nagas, ancient Chinese dragon.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Different continents, different cultures, same exact pattern. So what if these weren't myths? What if an ancient reptilian civilization survived or resurfaced after a global cataclysm and restarted humanity by interbreeding with them? Japan has reptilian artifacts and a current living reptilian bloodline. This makes Japan ground zero for understanding when these beings existed. If the same beings shaped Japan, Sumer, Africa, India, China, and the Americas, then humanity may be living on the ruins of a forgotten reptilian age that at one time, as all of these cultures
Don't know how I feel about that.
reptilian beings interbred with humans and gave birth to a divine royal bloodline just like Japan. Sound familiar?
Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but let me tell you something. Look around right now. How often does the government or authority figures simply and totally and 100% lie to your face about everything?
Yeah, that's true. But
history is a lie agreed upon by the victors. Now, mythology, the more you
touche.
spend time, energy, and effort looking
But
into
what
it,
are you doing?
you'll discover that they've all been carved in stone. It takes a long time to carve
Get
something
off
like
my
this.
spots.
But carve
Please
them,
and thank
they
you.
did on every continent throughout history.
I love you, but get off my
Apparently,
spot.
been lied to in what they consider gods are gods, but they're lowercase g gods. They're mentioned quite extensively in the Bible, the book of Enoch, and the book of Jasher. These things were very, very real. And a long time ago, I said I believe they were spraying the atmosphere to terraform it.
This is one of the ones that
Unlike us, that didn't
we have
thrive on
that is
beautiful
available.
sunlight from a nice yellow sun, blue skies,
Look at your
plants,
baby.
things like that. I always thought that they were terraforming the place, but I never could quite put my finger on it until one of my subscribers went to AI. I didn't ask them to, but they did. And this is the answer that they got about reptiles. It's a very strange thing. Barium, strontium, aluminum. Think about it. One of my subscribers said this, and he said, can reptiles handle metallic elements and compounds better than mammals? Yes. Studies suggest that some reptiles, particularly certain lizard species,
crazy.
can tolerate extraordinary high levels of metallic elements like lead that would be lethal to mammals and birds. Reptiles are highly effective at bioaccumulating heavy metals from their environment, often to a greater extent than the mammals or birds, but they do not necessarily experience the same acute toxic effects. Isn't that queer? Because I've been saying that without knowing that for a fact for many, many years, and here we are. And the funny thing is they're not only poisoning the air that you have no choice but to breathe because it's the only air that we have, but they successfully poisoned all the water. They added fluoride, which is literally byproduct of aluminum, of machining aluminum, etc. But it's not natural. And they decided to pour it in our water and tell people that it was good for your teeth. And for years, people considered that a ridiculous conspiracy theory. Yeah, guess what? It isn't. And they also poisoned the food. They poisoned the food so much so that other countries find a great deal of enjoyment making fun of our food. Like this, for instance.
God, Caucasian food is incomparable to what Americans eat. When I was in America, I ate some shit my stomach couldn't even fathom. I was in the bathroom for hours. This mutated CIA injected spyware food did not do me good. You know what? You can call hachapuri cheese ball, man. I don't care. As long as you get to enjoy some good food instead of crumble cookies and Popeyes. There are so many weird chemicals used in daily food, such as bread, cake, in America that are just banned in other countries. Here, man, we have hachapuri, khinkali, tolma, swadi. Europeans have some good food too, like schnitzel is amazing. All Italian foods are goated.
So cute.
But Italians were not counted as Caucasians when they first moved to America.
It's sad that other countries completely know what's going on in the United States. The ridiculous ideologies, the furries, the LGBTQ never-ending alphabet spiral that we were in. The fact that we have the dumbest people out of all the other countries, that's not Biden. We have the highest college debt, but we have the dumbest people. We have the highest medication of people and the unhealthiest population.
Yeah.
All by design. And people seem to, I don't know. They just don't want to deal with the truth. They'd rather get home and watch television, watching people grocery shopping, like literally watching shows about grocery shopping or cooking or remodeling your house or things of that effect. Things you're never actually going to do. It's crazy. Meanwhile, they're spraying the skies right over us. And there's another reason for spraying the skies. I know the reptilian one was a stretch. I never wanted to get into it ever, but I had to point it out. Because history doesn't lie, our government does.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. We've talked about it for years.
But spraying the sky, I've explained this a long time ago, what spraying the sky was going to be very helpful for. Comet 3I Atlas. Believe it or not, we've never been to the moon, which is why we never go to the moon. We're never going to Mars because we can't go to Mars. They're spraying the sky because they're going to do a thing called Project Bluebeam.
I'm not going to get into that.
Movies and television shows for years, and it's a
They absolutely will be doing this, though. This will bring in the Antichrist.
Years ago, where I laid all this out and showed all the patents behind it, so you can understand why it is they're using barium, strontium, and aluminum specifically. So I did this video in 2017 and I was talking about terraforming the sky. Few years before 2017, I had Anthony Patch on and we did a talk show type thing back and forth. And we were discussing terraforming the sky. The only issue is that Anthony thought the earth was the same shape that NASA said, and I thought the earth was the same shape that the Bible said. But what you're looking at is an actual old hologram that they did in a baseball field. Now look at this. This is 100% real. This is prior to AI. This hologram cast a shadow. It showed up on television. It showed up on the Jumbotron. Everybody in the field could see it. This was completely real. If you didn't know that this was a hologram, you would have thought it was real because it was actually doing what appeared to be damage. You could hear its wings flapping, the whole 9 yards. And that's when I decided to really start looking into this because I'm thinking if they could do this back then, imagine the technology that they're not showing us. Well, think about that all now. Think about the technology that they have now. But what I wanted to know is if you were to try to do a hologram in the sky, if you wanted to use the sky as a movie screen, what elements would you have to spray into it? And I found my answers.
That's what they're doing.
Here's scientific paper at pubmed.gov. Photorefractive holographic recording in strontium.
And there's so much proof.
Fibers. We describe what our knowledge of fleeing wave reference and image carrying optic beam are incident upon the fiber. Long story short, this goes back to 1988. Strontium barium holographic recording. Here's another one. OSA. Multiplex was holographic.
All right, Creamy Sailor, you got babies nursing on you.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? 1992, Optical Society of America. These people have been working on this for decades. This one goes back to, I think, 1988 or 1997. So it's 1988, 1992, and 1997. Superior real-time holographic storage properties in doped potassium, sodium, strontium, barium, niobate crystals. So you take this and this and this and this, and then things like this at a baseball game for entertainment. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Like I said, I always bring the receipts, and I did back in 2017. And again, if they were using this in 2017, imagine what they had that people didn't know about.
Yeah.
Well, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Almost 9 years ago.
8 years ago, whatever. It was a while ago. And we didn't realize just how openly, blatantly, and completely corrupt our government was. And our government isn't even a government anymore. It's run by Blackstone, Palantir, all the other big corporate companies that we don't even know about. And they're getting ready to do something because they want to put us all on a digital ID.
I want the crack of my finger. I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, people like you and I, we're not going to be involved in their reindeer games. We're already out. And people need to start thinking accordingly.
There.
You see what I'm saying? Because if they could do
Freaking
this
crack in
in
my
front of an
finger. I hate
entire
that.
baseball field and make it look real, because that's all real. That's not CGI. This is an old video that I pulled up on one of my archives. This is completely legit. Imagine when they do it at night. You've got a bunch of YouTubers that are chasing around lights in the sky. You know what the easiest thing for them to do? Lights in the sky. You can't identify it, period, so forth and so on. Wait till they start.
It makes sense. It makes total sense.
Deep underground military bases for years. Wait till they start pulling out the weapons and the holograms at the same time, where you can't understand what's real and what's not. Because some will be holograms and some will be technology we've never seen before, actually doing damage to the earth and people, I'm assuming. They've spent the last 50 years breaking up churches. You got to get churches out, because when people are in churches, there's brotherhood, there's community. They've gone through neighborhoods and destroyed neighbors. People don't even know their neighbors anymore. They've done everything that they possibly can, and now they're coming to put you on a digital.
If you're not in a church, find one.
digital dollar. And
Find a
social
good
credit
one,
system.
a good Bible believing, Bible preaching church, straight up.
About everything you do at all times. I'll tell you what.
If you have a Bible,
World like that,
start reading it.
neither.
Start with John.
Digital ID, that is the mark of the beast. At any rate, Richard from Boston.
Yeah, digital ID. It's just one step below the mark. So, yeah, that's some of what's been going on. There's just so much, like, we can't really cover it all. There's just so many videos, so many, like, I'm not gonna sit here and I'll probably pull up off grid with Doug and Stacy in a bit. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. It's honestly, it's pretty doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that they're screwing with us and that they want to get everybody on one platform, and that platform being the digital ID. Not doing it. So our goal is getting Faith First set to be able to fly on our own, because that's what we're going to have to do. And I'm going to get us a hand pump for our well and rainwater collection barrels, that kind of thing. And I'm going to put up a privacy fence. I might start with an electric fence around the property, to be honest. Solar, but still, which might not work with all the spray in the skies, but yeah. Definitely want to do a privacy fence. There's just it's a lot. Anyway, so tomorrow night it's gonna be a special live. It's gonna be part 1 of our Christmas music celebration. Started a couple of years ago and I absolutely loved it. First one was 3 hours and I still listen to it because I love it. I love the music I did. I love the atmosphere. I love the fact, that even though we were in Oklahoma, Andrew was there. We had fun, It was, yeah, I can't either. It was, last year was pretty stressful though, because Chloe was dealing with being sick and ended up having to have her gallbladder out the day after Christmas. But I mean, she did join me on the I don't know if she was on the third one or not. I don't remember. She might have been. I haven't listened to that one in a while. I'll have to listen to that one. Been trying to get the music together for these, but doing 4 this year because there's so many songs I want to incorporate. And yes, there's going to be a lot of them that are ones that we've done before. I'm going to be incorporating more that my mom used to listen to. Just a lot of fun, and I can't wait. So, and I'm aiming for Christmas Eve off, because the Christmas music celebration part 4, the last one, is gonna be on Christmas Eve. So, and then a week later, I'm aiming to get New Year's Eve off because I want to do the New Year countdown and ringing in the New Year on alive. So, yeah. maybe I might just pull together some songs or whatever from the year. I don't know, just some highlights from the year, and that's probably going to be a pretty long live, so I'll probably start it. I don't know. I might start that one around 10. Not between 9 and 10. I don't want to start it too early because I don't want it to like drag on, Might start it around 10 or 10:30. Honestly. But it worked out last year because I didn't get it started until it was almost midnight. It was like around 11:30. But I do want to ring in the new year with you guys, so I'm hoping that there'll be more people. I'm going to try to get some like shorts out consistently about, the lives coming up and that kind of thing. So anyway, got to get my head together and plans together for the farm. We're definitely going to be getting other dairy coats. What are dairy coats? I don't know. A little weird. Anyway, we're either going to be getting dairy goats, or I have found out that 5 acres is enough for a dairy cow. So I'm going to look into it, and I'm going to talk to the person involved about it and go from there. So I know we'll definitely cover that on New Year's Eve. Really hoping and praying I can get it off because I don't want to work that night. And I'm really going to try to see if I can get out of working that night. Anyway, I really want to be able to have New Year's Eve off. So anyway, so that's some upcoming things. Again, part 1, the music celebration is going to be tomorrow, 7 o'clock. I don't know when my days off next week are. But I'm going to have to go with part 2 being next week. See, tomorrow's the what day? Tomorrow's the 9th. So, part 2. Probably next week. That would make it. If it ends up being exactly a week from tomorrow, that'll make it the 16th. Can't do it the 23rd. We're going to be at Chloe's for dinner that day. I might end up doing part 3 and part 4 on Christmas Eve. Probably end up having to work on Christmas, which kind of sucks, but it's the only year that I do that, because after this year, I'm not working on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not gonna do it. Family comes first. So, hopefully I'll be able to get the 24th off. I'm gonna do some kind of dinner here for me and Scott. So, anyway. So that's kind of what's coming up between now and Christmas. And then I'm going to be working in our normal lives, and try to work in some more videos. I'm going to try to work in some more Christmas goodie videos. And I got to get the stuff for what I'm going to do. I only have like $200 left. I haven't put anything into my, woo, yeah. I'm about to see how much it's going to cost. I want to do 7 different things for candy boxes. It's not much, but ingredients, and they're expensive, so that's why I'm not going to do a whole lot. What I chose doesn't have a lot of ingredients, so anyway, there might be a few left to sell, which will probably end up running around $15, $15-20, because the ingredients is really expensive. So, and I apologize for that ahead of time. And I will keep them in the freezer, probably in an enclosed container, to make sure they stay good. So, anyway, I am going to see. Did I cover everything? I don't really want to get to plans for Faith First until the live on New Year's Eve. I'm hoping I can get New Year's Eve off. I'll work Christmas and New Year's Day. As far as New Year's Day goes, I don't care. I'll work it every year. It's not that big of a deal. You know, it's an excuse to get holiday pay, whatever. Thanksgiving and Christmas, after this year, not doing it again. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off from here, you guys, because this is like already an hour and a half. Actually, we're gonna go back to where we were here. We're gonna pull up a little bit of Doug and Stacy, and we'll end with that. So,
honey would be excellent for that too. And the cranberries you can find right now, so do it now because it will last for a while. So all you have to do is do your honey. So like if you had cranberries, get the cranberries, put them in a jar, and then for your raw honey, make sure you get it from a local farmer. Raw honey over it, a couple inches at least. And I just, in a jar, I just kind of shake it like this, and then you're gonna have to burp it every single day because it will build up a lot of pressure. Don't go all the way to the top. The honey will make a lot of bubbles, so be careful. Don't go all the way up to the top.
No, Stacy wrote a whole book on fermenting. The link's right here. So I'll put it with Doug and Stacy in the shop that. You guys can get all of them.
I'm gonna try that fermented cranberries and honey.
Together what they're good for on that in that book. Very good book.
Yeah. So so on the garlic or the cranberries and honey, that's pretty much it. And then you're just going to burp it, and then you can wait. You can wait for a couple weeks. Generally, it will probably be good if you even go 3 weeks. And then taste it and see how it tastes. And then what's going to happen is the honey is going to get much more like liquid. Won't be as thick as regular honey is normally. And then from there, you could refrigerate it if you feel comfortable doing that. And then when it's time to serve it, then you can take it out, put it in the bowl and eat it like that. So it's just a thought. Okay. So Sitting Kitty says, I used to dislike fermented seeds until I found crispy, crunchy ones in the refrigerated section of the natural food store. Now I like it. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think City Kitty, that was me. Most people, when you hit sauerkraut, that's what they think of as that. Mushy.
So that's why I don't like it either.
Delicious. Like when I was in fermenting workshops and stuff, people would be like, "Oh, this is good." I never used to like sauerkraut. It's very, very punchy. So you can also do this like and just shred the cabbage too if you want to do it that way, and then just put it in there. So lots of options. Oh, and then Sanctified Supply is doing honey garlic right now. Now, all this stuff you got to think about. You can ferment onions. You can do onions same way, just with your vine, the onions.
I don't like
Perfect.
onions.
That's like a pickled onion, and then put that on sandwiches. So look at
Ew.
all ways to make condiments and make delicious condiments, because fermenting condiments is so easy.
Yeah, if you come to the conference, you will have our books there. Homestead. Yeah, homesteadinglifeconference.com.
I would love to. Problem is, I ain't driving.
Oh, well, it depends. Like for us, like I could do.
I'm gonna be right in the middle of us getting our homestead off the ground too. So
But like, it depends if you're just starting, doing new tablespoon with your eggs in the morning and then see how you react. And if there's not a problem, if you want more, then you can do it at dinner as well. But I like to spread out my ferments. If you do yogurt or kefir or kombucha or